Hello and welcome. Today we are in the Tier 9 American supercruiser, the Alaska. We're playing on the map North, and it is a Tier 9 battle. I spawned on the eastern side, so I'm gonna take advantage of this and go even further east to be able to potentially surprise some of the enemies that are heading over in this direction too, because the Alaska does have superb AP. And looking at the minimap, a buffalo should appear right there, just on time. And that's the ship we're gonna be fighting here. Hopefully she shows me some side and I get to utilize my amazing AP. Oh, she's actually sailing away. I didn't actually expect that. I thought she was gonna stay here. Maybe I can get a salvo in before she gets behind the island. Come on. Come on, please, please. Only over penetrations. That is unfortunate. I do have a radar, which shows me where the enemy Changmu is over here, and she will have to abandon her smokescreen. Otherwise, well, she takes a whole bunch of damage because this radar lasts for another 20 seconds. Although I suppose she can actually go back into that smokescreen. Looking at the minimap, I wonder what our Östergötland and our Jutland are doing. They don't appear to be actually going for the cap zone. I'm wondering if I shouldn't go for the cap zone though, because I'm in a good position for it. And if you look at where the enemy is, the Musashi over there, if I go into the cap right now, I will actually keep this ginormous rock in front of me, between me and the Musashi. And that would mean that I should be able to take the cap. Or at least it'll keep me safer while I guess, engage that Marco Polo. And perhaps the Buffalo, depending on what she ends up doing. So I think positionally this is a really good idea. It wards off the enemy Changmu, it keeps me safe from the Musashi, because if I had stayed where I was, I would be engaging a battleship in a fight that I probably end up losing, or even if I win, it'll be at a huge cost. So this seems like a great idea. Although, I was hoping I could stay unspotted while behind this island, so I could keep shooting the Marco Polo while taking the cap. But if I get spotted, the problem is that I need to either stop firing or I won't get the cap zone. I'll try reversing to put the island in a slightly better position to cover me, but I'm not sure if it'll work or not. I do have high drop, so I'm not worried about Changmu torpedoes. Oh wow, that salvo actually did 11k to a battleship. That was pretty good, but we are definitely getting this cap zone, it appears. And we might even get a shot on the Buffalo. I'm starting to leave this position. There's no reason to stay here. I still have 25 seconds of hydro, so again, leaving my position doesn't put me at risk from Changmu Torp suddenly. And I want to do that because it's the safe choice. There's really no reason to stay here. We already have the cap zone, we have B. We hold the advantage. We don't have to get closer to them. So just engaging from afar and defending our cap zone seems like a really good plan. Especially because we're fighting a Changmu. It's a destroyer that has very stealthy torpedoes. And on top of that we're also fighting a Musashi. Buffalo isn't much of a problem, but Musashi is a really powerful battleship. And I don't think our Izumo is quite up to the task. We also have a Friedrich der Grosse, but unfortunately he decided not to participate so much. At least not this early in the match. I mean, it's only been 6 minutes into the match, so, you know, you gotta save your star players, right? Östergötland also seems that like he's actually interested in the cap now, which is good, I suppose. Maybe he'll go and find the Changmu, but so far, I think it'll take a while. Ooh, the Buffalo is actually coming closer. This is really good, because it means we might get an opportunity to slap the Buffalo a few times. I'm gonna go closer then, because why not? Oh wow, the Buffalo is actually fairly low HP now. That's pretty good. So the reason I fired on the Musashi there was because I had HE loaded. I don't think it would have made sense to fire at the Buffalo with HE. Chances are I wouldn't do much damage, and even if I get a fire it won't do much, because the Buffalo doesn't have as much HP. Well, she's down to 1600 HP. Well, none at all now. But unfortunately our Izumo will go down for that. Goodbye. Our Izumo really did try. He really did try. He played well. Like, he was actually in a proper position. If he had the support of the FDG and maybe the Östergötland slightly better, perhaps we could have avoided this, but maybe not. Because it's not like the Musashi and the Buffalo ended up pushing close. So now I'm gonna go through this camp again, but I'm not gonna try to chase them. Oh, we found a Z-44. That's pretty good. We might be able to take her out. She only has 4000 HP. 2800 on the Changmu. That's good. Because eventually we'll have to deal with her, right? After all, you wanna win. Oh, Changmu Torps. But I wanna get my rear turret on the Z-44, so I'm gonna do a bit of a risky maneuver, but I should still be able to squeeze through this. Yep, now I expect Z-44 Torps. And there they are. And we should easily be able to avoid those too. But the Z-44 was unable to avoid the... Wait, what? A Brindisi? Where was the Brindisi? What? Huh. Well, I say was, because she isn't anymore. Still, we got the destroyer. The enemy does have one ship advantage, but still we hold 2 of the cap zones, which means that we are still in a better position. Our FDG will someday join the battle and then we will simply win. Man, the Changmu is annoying, but he plays really well. Look, he is firing his guns, but he can't be punished. Okay, maybe the FDG can punish him, I don't know. Depends on her position. But I can't do that, Östergötland can't do that, and none of the teammates over near the B cap can do it either. So the Changmu is playing extremely well in terms of positioning and when he opens up. I'm not gonna chase here though, it doesn't make any sense. It is still a Musashi, right? So I have to be careful. I'm gonna turn away and back off. Because again, we don't have a need to chase that Musashi down. I think if I try that, I'm simply falling into their trap, where the Changmu and the Musashi will just tear me apart. Especially when you add the Riga and the Aerroon into the mix. And potentially the Lepanto. In fact, I might actually just want to fall into concealment here or get away. Because if that Aerroon and the Riga keep firing on me, they will slowly eat away at my HP. Again, points-wise we're fine. Since we hold 2 of the 3 caps. 5 minutes and we win the game. Obviously we're still gonna fight, right? Oh no! Oh no, 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 no! So you might be wondering, why did everything stop? That's because my internet died, basically. That's what packet loss looks like, by the way. And luckily it went away, but that was pretty terrible. Because usually when that happens you just die because you end up dead in the water in the middle of the map. And unfortunately my internet has been really poor in the past quite a while actually. Actually for an extremely long time, but usually it happened rarely. But nowadays, sadly, it seems to be happening almost every evening. Which is pretty bad, because it means I can't really play anything. Because if stuff like that happens, well, you just can't. Anyway, I'm gonna turn around again, go closer to the Musashi, and just keep shelling, right? If the FDG is gonna fight the Musashi, I might as well be there to back him up. The Changmu is on the side of the FDG, but that's something the FDG has to deal with. Or maybe the Östergötland goes and chases the Changmu down, because I think with the current positioning, that might make sense. Because the Östergötland might be able to corner the Changmu, but it might just take too much time. Still though, I do expect the Östergötland should win that fight pretty easily. Our Kitakaza seems to be playing really well. I mean, he's been engaging in the fight the entire time. Jutland seems to be decent too. We're running out of big ships though, because it's just me, the FDG, and the Georgia... No, Siegfried, sorry. Again, I'm gonna turn away because I don't want to get closer. That's a Lepanto, a full HP Rune, a Musashi, and you also have the Riga on the side, plus the Georgia. These are big, strong ships, and I do not have the HP to fight all of that. So I'm gonna again turn away, because there's really no need to fight. we hold the positional advantage. The enemy has to push into us to actually do something in this match, because time is entirely in our favor. 4 minutes to go. And I think we might actually be able to get this Musashi here. He did turn around. Look, the Musashi might have been running the entire time, but he wasn't stupid, right? He was retreating in the right way. Obviously, he was at a disadvantage in terms of fighting, because we had more ships. And he just kept backing off, because he can do that. But eventually, when he decided that maybe it's time to turn around, he did. And he's fighting now. Unfortunately, I think unfortunately for him, he turned around a little too early. Our Östergötland did get blapped there, but she's still alive, so that's all that matters. Ooh. Georgia is gonna enter the cap. Maybe I can get a salvo off on her over this island. That would be great, because it would decap her a little bit. And hopefully buy some more time for my destroyers, because, look, it's me, the FDG, and 3 destroyers here. The enemy has a Lepanto, a battleship, a Georgia, a battleship, a Riga, I guess it's a heavy cruiser, and Aerroon, another heavy cruiser, and 2 destroyers. So things aren't looking quite as rosy, but luckily a lot of the enemy ships are fairly damaged, so we might be able to eke out a victory. FDG is, I'd say, keeping the Changmu busy, but you could also go the other way around. You could say the Changmu is keeping the FDG busy. But I do think a destroyer should win that fight eventually. It'll just take a while, and I mean, it has taken a while. There's 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this match. Okay, I probably shouldn't engage the Aerroon and the Lepanto here. Because, well, the Aerroon has full HP, it's a heavy cruiser, more HP than I do. Add a battleship on top of that, add a destroyer that has basically the damage output of a heavy cruiser, actually the damage output of a light cruiser on top of that. Yeah, I don't think I want this kind of a fight. I'm gonna go more towards the middle. Maybe I can swipe a few shots on the Riga or the Georgia. And if I do, I might be able to get their broadsides. Our Kitakaza is busting some ghosts over here, because he's really been playing well. I might as well use the radar to spot for the Kitakaze, because I think she was firing on the Georgia. And hopefully this will help a little bit, because we really need all the help we can get. We're still behind in ships, and we're really lacking big ships. I'm the only big ship that's in the middle of the map. The only other big ship is the FDG. So other than that, it's just destroyers, destroyers, destroyers. At least we're gonna get the A-cap. I mean, Jutland has a lot of HP, and Jutland's a fairly powerful DD, although it does seem he's gonna end up fighting the Kitakaze, but I actually like the chances of a Jutland in this kind of situation. The Jutland is a powerful DD. It has, you know, it has all the nice things that you would need. The Changmu finally took out our FTG. Unfortunately, our Östergötland got caught by the Aerroon, which is questionable. I'm not really sure how that happened. A DD really shouldn't be caught by a cruiser that you can really see from far away and doesn't have radar. But it happened, so whatever. Riga is showing me sight. Hopefully I can get some citadels, then she'll be gone. Goodbye, Riga. And oh, by the way, we actually managed to defend the B-cap. So we're gonna get... Actually, I guess we're not gonna get all the caps. The Kitakaze is in the A-cap, so we might not get it immediately. Oh, Rune is showing sight though, so that's good. Kitakaze is engaging the Jutland, but I like the Jutland's chances. So it'll come down to this, basically. Although we are ahead, so time is again in our favor. Oh, that's unfortunate. The Kitakaze actually took out our Jutland, which means that the enemy keeps the A-cap. That's actually not good at all, because now it's just me and our Kitakaze. Although our Kitakaze is an extremely good player, as we've seen so far, still, it's a bit questionable. Then again, he's gonna go up against the Changmu, and the Changmu has definitely been damaged. And while he might be a good player, well, the ships are gonna be quite different. Kitakaze definitely holds a massive advantage there, especially since the Changmu can't torpedo the Kitakaze. I'm gonna go up against the Lepanto. I do wonder if my choice here at the end was a good one. it might have been a better choice to just turn away and run. Right? Like before I engaged the rune, I mean. But right now I'm already locked in, so I can't really make it... I can't change my mind anymore, it's too late for that. I'm probably gonna be shot at by the Kitakaze, which will be annoying. I'll use HE on this Lepanto, because obviously she's gonna be angled. I'll try to hit the bow, but so far, I seem to be getting no penetrations with my HE. Which is pretty bad. Might be better to just fire AP then. Yeah, 2 more non-penetrations. Our Kitakaze took out the Changmu, which is great. Oh! The enemy Kitakaze is actually in a good position for me. See, I was afraid that the Kitakaze would just keep shooting me. But luckily, she decided to go for the cap instead, which is good, because, you know, I only have 11k HP. Just a few salvos from the Kitakaze would have been enough to finish me. But as you saw, yeah, those 3 HE salvos on this Lepanto, and I did 1 penetration worth of damage. Not worth it at all. I really should have kept firing AP. But I guess now I know. But the game ends without either of our ships going down. I do think I would have sunk here if the Kitakaze had just kept firing on me. But I suppose they would have lost the game then, right? Actually, I guess the game was over anyway, because our Kitakaze wouldn't go down anyway. Still, this was a pretty amazing game. 152k damage, 28k XP, 23k free XP. This was during the 200% weekend. That Kitakaze there definitely deserves compliments. He played really well. Oh, by the way, check this out. Our Kitakaze, Oda Mortis, our Siegfried, Oda Mortis, our Lepanto, Oda Mortis. I can't believe that this game was this close. No, seriously. How did it end up being this close with this many good players on our team? I mean, sure, the enemy team had some good players too. That Changmu was a really good player. But I don't think they're quite as good as some of the players we had. It does make you wonder what some of our teammates were doing though, that we ended up in this kind of situation. But hey, a hard-fought victory is exactly the type of game you would like to play, right? Because it's the most fun. A hard-fought loss is probably the second most fun type of game you'd like to play. I did tank quite a bit, huh? I mean, I got shot at by a Z-44, Kitakaze, Riga, Lepanto, Georgia, Changmu, Rune, Marco Polo, and Musashi. 2.4 million potential damage. It's almost as though I'm a battleship. Almost. So, Captain Skills and Upgrades. Grease the Gears, Priority Target, then Adrenaline Rush, Concealment Expert, then I'd like Heavy AP Shells, probably, I'm not entirely sure. I guess maybe not that important. Superintendent is more important because it's a heal, and then you have a lot of points left over, and I'm really not sure what to do with this. Because the Captain skill points, they don't seem that great for a supercruiser, right? They're definitely things you'd like to take, but I'm not really sure what you would take. Because none of these things are really vital. Something I'd really like would be something like Basics of Survivability for the better fire duration, but I can't take that because there's no skill for cruisers. Upgrades wise, Reload, Concealment, then the Damage Control module. I'd really like to have Propulsion, but there's no Basics of Survivability, so I can't. Then Aiming Systems, Damage Control System Modification 1, or I guess Hydra or Radar. Actually, yeah, I should be using the Radar upgrade. I'm surprised I'm not. Maybe I think my other Alaska has the Radar upgrade, and then Main Arms Modification 1. Yeah, let's see. Does my other Alaska have Radar? Yeah, my other Alaska has the Radar upgrade. Yep. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.